Hello and welcome to the Weirdo Records Record Roundup with Angela and Mark. We're here for the Boston Hassle every so often from Cambridge, Massachusetts, telling you about our favorite records. Mark, have you got a cassette for us?
Yes. Our friend Jamie from Space Idea Tapes of Columbia, South Carolina stopped through and dropped off a whole bunch of tapes. And this tape I'm talking about is Jefferson Mayday Mayday presents the Apollyon Circumpolar Rainbow Bridge Sound Quest Virtuoso. This is a pretty far out tape. This guy Jefferson lived in Columbia, South Carolina. Had a place in Casey called the Imaginarium Omniplexus, where he had shows and tripped out and made recordings a lot like this, using a lot of old synths and toys powered by plasma balls and all different sorts of really far out things. He was a teacher for the NASA Children's Program of South Carolina. He would go to different schools with these plasma balls and tell kids about space. And
tell me exactly what a plasma ball is. That's hard for me to figure out.
It's like when you're a kid and you go to the museum, there's those circular things that have a little light in it, and then when you touch it, you know, the light goes to your hands, and sometimes it makes your hair stand up and stuff like that.
So he hooked those up to a synthesizer.
Yep, and
wow.
and modulates and controls the sound through there.
Okay.
Performances I've seen with him include all those things, with him barely touching those things with a cape over his face and pointing a staff at him. And he's a very mystical guy. He has a wife named Octavia, or that he calls Mufo Octavia Pegasaurus on this record.
Of course.
And they are married, and they live in Suicide Hill in Australia.
Where is Suicide Hill in Australia?
Somewhere outside of Sydney. Apparently it's like one of the worst parts of the town. It's hence the name.
Nice.
And
well, I'm sure they're bringing their magic there.
Yes, and he's still doing recordings. I think we have both of his tapes, but I can't recommend it enough. It's a really far out. It's like certain parts of the tape go into like elements of like space jazz, in my opinion. But he kind of floats through these very pretty, very disturbing zones that I really enjoy.
And that's on Space Idea, which is run by
Jamie Plank Ewing from South Carolina,
who just played here this week.
And he dropped off tons of tapes, so please come and check them out.
He did indeed.
Jefferson Mayday Mayday.
Nice.
Ready.
All right, I'm here to tell you about Cassie., a collection that just came out on Dust to Digital. It's a collection of 45s, mostly from the mid-60s, from Morocco. The thing that is nice about this collection actually is that most of the time when you hear music from Morocco, you hear music from up in the mountains, like the master musicians of Jujuka. And it's good, and it's soothing, and it's basically like Berber folk music. But it's harder, at least in the US, to find music that is sort of that same music applied in the city, like chavvy and just, you know, pop music. And that's what this collection focuses on. It was put together by David Murray, who runs the blog Haji Maji, which is a really nice blog of 78s. It's nice that he's stepping out into 45s, actually. And he had some help from a couple of other, like, Moroccan bloggers, sorry. Like the guy who does Moroccan Tape Stash helped out, some other people like that. And it's just a really nice put-together collection. David Murray, he lives on the West Coast, I think it's San Francisco, and when he's not blogging about 78s, he plays violin and some other string instruments in like an old-timey string band there. And I forget what they're called, but it has something to do with squirrels. Anyway, it's a really nice collection on the Peerless Dust to Digital label, called Cassie., which is the Moroccan word for poetry.
Awesome. So that is the Weirdo Weekly for the Boston Hassle. This is Angela and Mark. We are in Cambridge. Give us a visit and have a wonderful week.